welcome back. Now, continuing our conversation with body image and self-awareness, I have here, join with me in studio, is Mr. Andrew Francis, the owner of Zero Body Fitness. Now, he's going to share with us more on the physical side of how we can view our bodies. Good morning, Mr. Andrew.
Hi, good morning.
So many people turn to fitness because they're unhappy with their bodies. How do you approach clients with that mindset?
Well, first of all, I want to state that persons that decide that they want to start any sort of fitness regime, that's always the hardest step to take, right? It's a big step forward for someone to say, okay, they're going to go into the gym and start an exercise program, right? There's a lot of, I will, and I want to, I plan to, but then to actually take the step to go into a gym and start training is a big one. So for me, whatever your reason is for coming to start a fitness regime is a good reason.
Wow.
So from there, once you get into a system where you're actually enjoying what you're doing, then you'd find that a person's mindset would change.
Now, how would you say, fitness can be used as a tool for self-care rather than just self-criticism?
Well, again, that's based on your surroundings, the people that are around you. For most people, it's probably the type of person that they are, right? You have strong-willed individuals that look at that issue as not something to fix, right? But something to feel good about, right? So that's really where we have to tackle that issue, right? What is your inherent reasoning? Is it because you listen to what people tell you? Is that something that you take on? If that is the case, then those are the issues that we have to tackle and deal with. Believe in what you're doing, right? Believe that what you're doing helps you to feel better, which is really the most important thing, right? How do you feel after you train? How do you feel after a certain length of time of training? And that is really what I tend to push more in terms of getting to improve how people feel when they wake up, when they move. Can they carry out basic activities, easily? And then how they look is like a bonus, right? So that is the sort of things that I try to promote with my clients in my gym and stuff like that. Instead of trying to fix how you look, it's more about how you feel.
Now, with your clients, have you seen any of them, they would have, displayed some kind of struggles with it, they're taking on their journey more mentally than anything else, and how did you go about it to help?
That's very common, actually, because persons, they may start this fitness journey, and because of the time, people want quick results, right? They want it now, right? They have a wedding in 2 months, carnival is in 6 weeks, whatever the reason is, right? They want it now. And it's to understand that it's a process, right? It took how many ever years for you to reach a certain stage. You have to understand it's probably going to take just as long to get back to where you want to be, right? Again, it depends on what you're doing. Your diet is always probably the most important aspect of any sort of health change, lifestyle change, right? In relation to your question, I have, clients that have that sort of mental block. And again, it's just to reinforce, what it is that we're doing. Okay, we could make changes, we could tweak to adjust maybe the effect and the effectiveness of
Yes.
what it is that we're doing, right? Exercise-wise, training-wise. Sometimes it might be a health issue, right? I train a client now, and no matter how we changed the training regime and stuff like that, she wasn't getting the results that she wanted,
Yeah.
right? And it actually turned out to be a health issue, right? As you know, as women age, different hormonal cycles take place and all sorts of things, and it actually turned out to be a cortisol issue, right? So she made certain changes, took certain medications and stuff like that, and is now seeing the changes that she wants to see. And now is using exercise to improve her strength and be able to carry out all the activities that she wants to do on a daily basis, right? Because, as you lose weight, you will lose muscle as well. So with the loss of muscle is the loss of strength. And the strength is a very important aspect of being healthy and fit and stuff like that. So that is a serious issue, but there's more underlying issues that may come up that may lead to someone not getting the results that they want to get in a certain time frame.
Now, I did ask Dr. Farmer this question earlier in terms of if you're dealing with a client who, recently would have gave birth, so mothers who going through that journey of accepting their bodies after pregnancy. How, from at least a fitness standpoint, how do you go about helping someone accepting that, yes, my body is going through a change and I want to snap back like now, but it's going to take some time. How do you help someone like that?
More or less it's the same reasons and explanations that I gave prior, a lot of discussion, allowing them to recognize small wins, right? They might improve on a weight, go heavier somewhere or do this exercise for a longer time or, things like that. And it's really to go along those lines to show them, okay, last week we were doing this week, look, we're doing this, or in 2 weeks' time we're doing this, or we plan to do X, or we're going to add another day because I see that you're getting better, right? It's really along those lines because once someone can see that they are getting small results, it's a big motivational factor, right? And it's a big spur on them to continue, right? So those are really the ways that I would probably try to tackle that issue, and then let them see, well, this is where you started, this is where we are now. Yes, we have a lot further to go, but we're heading there, right? And more so is to understand that it's not just going to be a linear, improvement path, right? It's going to be a lot of up and down, a lot of you're not feeling to do it today, or the scale says this, or my dress or my pants or whatever, is not fitting this way. And I thought we were doing X, Y, and Z. So it's a lot of up and down, but it's about how we're trending is the most important part, really.
Now, what would you say are some of the common myths or misconceptions about starting a fitness journey or even being in the gym?
A lot of misconceptions. Well, with women, that I'm going to be all muscly. I'm going to be big and bulky. I don't want to get big and bulky. Right? And that is very hard to do, right? Unless you going to try to lift up some very heavy weights, right, on a regular basis.
Right.
That's not going to happen. It's really about, first of all, getting stronger, right? Getting fitter. And once you can achieve a certain basic level of fitness, right? Then now, depending on what your goals are, you can then head into a certain direction, right? I think now, over the last few years, I've seen a big mindset change in women about wanting to get stronger, right? Wanting to, or using strength training as the tool to change their body to how they want it to look, right? And tone up and slim down and stuff like that. I mean, in our gym, we mainly do strength training, but we do other facets of fitness training, cardio work and body weight training and stuff like that. And I mean, yes, we have that misconception when women that come into the gym, first thing they tell me, I don't want to be a big muscly Hulk-looking person. It's like, that's not going to happen just like that, right? That is always a big misconception with women, especially that want to start any sort of gym training.
Yeah, because I was about to mention that a lot of women, I know they would have come in and say, listen, I don't want to look bulky. I just want to be toned.
Correct.
I want to still have that feminine part to me.
Yes.
Now, in your experience, women alone don't just go through that body dysmorphia or questioning how they may feel enough. Men go through it as well. So, what is the approach, and how does it differ from dealing with women going through it in the gym itself, or just on their fitness journey, whereas a man dealing with this in the gym as well, going through his fitness journey?
Okay, well, for women, when they recognize how strong they really can be, and then they recognize that, hey, I could be this strong, but I'm not getting more big and muscly, and their mindset really does change, right? They say, well, I want to lose weight here, but I don't want to lose my butt.
Yeah.
Right? Or I want to keep my legs. So you have to understand that in the journey of losing weight and losing fat especially, you, for the most part, lose it generally everywhere, right? Or you have your major target areas that women would lose weight from first, okay? The hips, around the stomach area and things like that. With men, it tends to be, well, for the most part, the opposite. They find that they're not putting on the size in areas that they want to focus on, the arms and the chest and stuff like that, legs. So for men, the difference for me is that what is the type of training regime you're going through? Okay. And again, for men and women, the diet, right? How much times per day are they eating? What are they eating? Obviously, most importantly, right? The quality of the food that they're taking in, the quality of the protein that they may need. Are they meeting their body's daily requirements? These sorts of things. So it's a very difficult task to undertake. It's something that someone has to really understand. Yeah. They have to get it explained to them properly. And it's almost like a community in terms of, okay, so you have your gym, you have your doctor. Some people may need a dietitian, for assistance and stuff like that, because it's a very complicated set of affairs to try and navigate through.
Now, Drew, I must say, it really is interesting, and I'm grateful that we can have these conversations. So my last question would be, what advice will you give to someone who is on their fitness journey, but they still feel discouraged that they're not achieving that perfect body? What would you say to them?
In your own through your own eyes, you will never see that perfect body on yourself. Right? I go through that every day. I don't think I have the perfect body by far, right? And I've been doing this for years. I think that it is for someone to see themselves in the mirror and see that they have the perfect body, they have to commit to this almost full time,
Yes.
right? Like a bodybuilder almost, right? Like an athlete, like a professional. What someone has to do, or what my clients, for example, they want to achieve X, Y, and Z. Okay, so what are we going to do about it, right? How are we going to work towards it? Are you committed to doing what, in my opinion, might be the best thing for you to do, right? If you're not happy with what it is that, or how you look, okay, I know that we're doing the correct things that should lead you in that direction. Maybe we need to look at what are the other factors that might be causing you to not achieve your goals, right? Like I said, is it your diet? Or, okay, so you're too busy at work to have proper meals, right? Okay, how are we going to prep and how are you going to plan all that? Or like I said, it might be a health issue that you're unaware of. So you might need to just do a checkup, maybe a blood test. There's many factors that has to be taken into consideration for someone to say, well, I'm not looking the way I want to look, and what's the problem? So.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for coming on this morning and being a part of the conversation. Yeah, we are about to take another short break, and when we come back, we do have more engaging conversations, so stick around.